New games get announced almost every week, but not all of them look that great. These are the games that already look solid, whether it's the studio behind them or the gameplay we've seen so far. Here are the 20 biggest new games that will break the internet. Resonant Q is an action horror game that surprised a lot of people because of how realistic and detailed it looks. It's set on a massive orbital ring above a destroyed Earth, where entire sections have been taken over by strange anomalies and biomechanical threats. You're sent into these dangerous areas to recover important tech and resources while trying to stay alive. The setting feels cold and industrial, mixed with alien growth and harsh lighting that makes the environment feel hostile and unpredictable. One of the most interesting mechanics is the shared energy system. The same power source runs your weapons, abilities, and even your life support. Every decision matters. Use energy to fight and explore, or save it so you can survive long enough to reach extraction. Resonant Q aims to deliver a sci-fi horror experience that feels intense from start to finish.
Just not for me. Cause I ain't no hero. I'm Wolverine.
Marvel's Wolverine is easily one of the most anticipated Marvel games right now. It's been a long time since we've had a game focused on Wolverine, and fans have been waiting to see Logan return in a modern, story-driven experience. This version of Logan looks more personal and grounded. He's not shown as a polished superhero. He's a fighter with a violent past who has to deal with the consequences of it. That approach gives the story a heavier, more serious tone compared to most Marvel games. Combat is expected to be raw and up close. With his claws, fast healing, and brutal strength, fights are built around aggression and impact. The idea is to make every encounter feel physical and direct, matching Wolverine's wild style. With its mature tone, cinematic presentation, and strong character focus, Marvel's Wolverine has the potential to deliver a superhero experience that fans have been waiting for. Cthulhu: The Cosmic Abyss takes you deep into the Pacific Ocean in a near-future world where a seabed mining operation suddenly goes dark. You play as Noah, an occult investigator sent to figure out what happened. But the deeper the investigation goes, the clearer it becomes that this isn't just an industrial accident. Gameplay focuses on exploration and puzzle solving. With help from an AI companion, you gather clues, unlock paths, and piece together what really happened. The tension comes from the atmosphere and the feeling that something vast and unknowable is influencing your mind. Your search eventually leads to Requiem, a huge sunken city connected to ancient cosmic forces. As you move through dark underwater structures and impossible architecture, reality starts to feel unstable. The deeper you go, the harder it becomes to trust what you're seeing.
My voice. Vital signs critical. Stay with me, Noah. Noah. The knowledge. It's beautiful. Good evening, Noah. Having trouble sleeping again?
Phantom Blade Zero is another big title coming out of China. And by now, everyone knows how massive Black Myth Wukong was. That success put a huge spotlight on Chinese developers, and Phantom Blade Zero feels like the next game people are watching closely. What immediately grabs attention is the combat. It's fast, sharp, and built around martial arts mixed with dark fantasy. Fights aren't just button mashing. You're chaining attacks, parrying at the right moment, and staying aggressive to control the flow. It feels technical but still smooth, like something straight out of a high-budget action movie. The presentation also plays a big role. Animations are sharp, enemies react convincingly, and the camera keeps the action tight, so every hit feels impactful. Instead of flashy chaos, fights look controlled and deliberate, which makes them satisfying to watch.
One last toast, and we're all done.
Dread Eagle is one of those horror games that feels different right away. It's not just about running from monsters or walking around solving puzzles. The main idea centers on a dangerous survival system set inside a secret Soviet-era facility. The biggest hook is the roulette-style mechanic. Players are forced into a deadly gamble, and if you lose, the consequences are serious. A lot of the tension comes from not knowing how each round will play out, and since it involves other players, you're not just worried about the environment. Gameplay mixes psychological horror with multiplayer survival. You can play solo or jump into matches against other players. The twist is that when someone gets eliminated, they don't just disappear. They can come back as hostile threats, which completely changes the dynamic of each round.
Thank you for taking that burden, Charles. That is why you are here. That's the project.
Control Resonant is a direct follow-up to Control, and most players already recognize Remedy as a studio known for strange, reality-bending storytelling. They've built a strong identity around mixing supernatural ideas with grounded characters. This time, the story shifts focus to Dylan Faden, Jesse's brother, as a paranormal crisis begins to distort Manhattan. Reality itself is breaking down, and Dylan must confront a cosmic threat while searching for Jesse and understanding his own powers. Gameplay is changing in a big way. Instead of relying heavily on gunplay, the sequel leans toward close-range combat using a transforming weapon called the Aberrant, combined with supernatural abilities like gravity manipulation and environmental destruction. The world is also more open and dynamic, letting players explore a warped version of Manhattan where physics and space don't behave normally.
I think I hear something. I know where the Resonant is, Zoe. I'll call you back.
Resonants are the dominant threat in what's our most ambitious game to date. And we can't wait to share it with you later in 2026.
Digested is built around a simple but terrifying idea. Something huge is hunting you, and you can't fight it. The game puts you in a body cam style perspective while you try to escape a giant snake that's actively tracking you across isolated environments. Gameplay focuses on survival, navigation, and quick decision-making. You explore unfamiliar areas using only a map and compass, searching for navigation points that reveal the location of your extraction pod, your only way out. Randomized starting points, item locations, and escape routes make every run different, forcing you to adapt instead of memorizing a path. You can find temporary power-ups to help you survive, but the main threat never goes away. The tension comes from knowing the snake is always nearby and that one mistake can end the run.
Please, just stick to the rooftops. Be careful, Stanwasami.
When am I not?
It's better if I tackle this one alone.
You may encounter some obstacles.
That won't be a problem.
Our cat friend is definitely here too. By the look of things, he's not very far ahead.
The American boy is right on your heels.
Who the hell are you?
If you wanted us dead, we'd be dead. So what do you want?
Answers.
That's far enough!
Stay out of my way!
Stand aside!
I do not take orders from anyone!
I don't have time for this.
Neither do I.
Marvel 1943 Rise of Hydra is one of the biggest Marvel projects in development right now, and it's getting attention because it brings together two iconic heroes in a setting we rarely see in games. The story takes place in Nazi-occupied Paris during World War II, where Captain America teams up with a young Black Panther. It's not the usual modern-day superhero setup. It's more grounded, more tense, and built around an uneasy alliance against Hydra. It's designed as a single-player action-adventure game with 4 playable characters: Captain America, Black Panther, Gabriel Jones from the Howling Commandos, and Wakandan spy Nanali. Each one brings different abilities and perspectives, which suggests the gameplay will mix stealth, combat, and story-focused missions. Built in Unreal Engine 5, the game is clearly aiming for a cinematic, almost movie-level feel. Forest 3 surprised a lot of people when it was revealed, because the series is no longer set on a remote island. This time, the story begins with a spaceship malfunction and crash landing on a mysterious alien planet. The game is being developed by End Night Games, the studio behind The Forest and Sons of the Forest, both known for blending survival mechanics with disturbing enemy encounters and environmental storytelling. Their previous titles built a strong fan base thanks to crafting systems and threats that made survival feel unpredictable. Gameplay details are still limited, but the reveal suggests the core survival loop remains: gathering resources, exploring hostile terrain, and staying alive against strange creatures. Early footage hints at a sci-fi twist, including alien wildlife and unfamiliar environments that could change how players approach survival.
Walked right in himself, huh?
It's all yours now, boss.
Good work. Now with this, even the Machine Legion doesn't stand a chance against me.
Zoopunk is the next project from Thai Games, the studio behind Fist Forged in Shadow Torch. But instead of continuing that story directly, this one goes back in time. It explores the early days of Torch City and the conflict that shaped the world long before the events fans already know. One of the biggest changes is gameplay. Zoopunk moves away from the 2.5D side-scrolling style and shifts into full 3D action-adventure. Combat looks faster and more cinematic, with character-specific skills and combo-driven fights. The setting sticks with that gritty animal punk vibe, but the scale feels bigger. Mechanical forces and a powerful new energy source called Fire Seed are pushing society toward war. Rayton returns, but he's not alone this time. New allies join the story, and each one brings their own abilities and combat style, which should mix things up compared to the previous game. State of Decay 3 looks like a serious step up for the franchise. This time, the story takes place years into the apocalypse. Survivors aren't just barely getting by anymore. They've had time to adapt, rebuild, and figure out how to live in this new world. One of the biggest changes is scale. The game is built around a larger, shared open world. Players can explore on their own, but they're still connected to the same persistent community. That means decisions actually matter. Where you build your base, how you manage resources, and which areas you secure could impact everyone involved. The core loop still focuses on scavenging, base building, and keeping your group alive. You'll manage morale, assign roles, and defend against threats. But early info suggests deeper crafting and customization systems.
I didn't know you well. But we'll keep your memory alive. Every sacrifice we make matters and will never be forgotten.
Child of Orion, fulfill the purpose for which you were crafted, and seize your destiny.
Our world is dying. You are the only one who can wield celestial tech and find a cure.
Exodus takes place in a future where Earth is no longer safe, and humanity has scattered across the galaxy to survive. You play as a traveler, sent on dangerous missions to steal powerful alien technology from beings known as the Celestials. That technology is humanity's only real chance to stay alive. Gameplay is built around third-person combat, exploration, and choice-driven missions. You'll fight advanced enemies, gather alien tech, build alliances, and make decisions that shape the direction of the story. The biggest twist comes from the time dilation system. When you travel through space at near light speed, time moves differently. A few days for you could mean decades passing back home. When you return, relationships may have changed, and entire generations might have grown up without you. Cinder City mixes sci-fi combat with horror elements, set in a futuristic version of Seoul. The city is packed with advanced tech, damaged districts, and strange threats that hint at something bigger than just a military conflict. The game takes place in a persistent online world, where players team up in squads to explore urban zones, complete missions, and fight to survive. Gunplay and tactical movement are central to the experience, but you're not only fighting human enemies. There are also anomalies and hostile creatures that add tension and keep things unpredictable. By combining large-scale sci-fi firefights with survival pressure and eerie threats, Cinder City separates itself from standard online shooters. If the combat feels solid and the atmosphere stays tense, it could stand out as a multiplayer game that offers more than just non-stop action. Fable brings players back to the fantasy world of Albion with a full reboot. It's not a remake or a direct sequel. Instead, it rebuilds the series from the ground up while keeping the humor, freedom, and lighthearted tone the franchise is known for. The world of Albion is designed to feel more alive than before. Towns are filled with NPCs who follow daily routines, react to your behavior, and form opinions about you. There's no simple good or evil bar. Your reputation changes naturally based on what you do, and different communities respond in their own ways. Combat lets you freely mix melee weapons, ranged attacks, and magic. You can shape your own fighting style while exploring forests, villages, and hidden areas across the open world. Player choice also goes beyond combat. Relationships, property ownership, and social decisions all play a role in how your story unfolds.
This is awkward.
Yeah.
Oh.
Exiledge is a fast-paced sci-fi action game that started getting attention after its reveal through the China Hero project. The story takes place in a distant future where humanity lives on massive ocean structures. You play as Alter, a young tower diver trying to uncover the truth behind a past disaster, alongside a mysterious girl named Zora. Gameplay mixes third-person shooting with melee combat, focusing on speed and smooth combos. You'll fight mechanical enemies and large bosses, switching between guns, close-range attacks, and quick dodges to stay aggressive and in control. Combat looks built around momentum, rewarding players who keep moving instead of playing it safe. You'll also explore tall structures and broken areas shaped by advanced technology. The world looks futuristic but a little strange at the same time, which helps it stand out without slowing the pace down.
你到底是谁？
Cannot be changed. You cannot change anything.
The Witcher 4 is the next big chapter in the Witcher universe, but it's not a direct continuation of Geralt's story. CD Projekt has confirmed this game, internally called Polaris, will start a brand new saga set in the same dark fantasy world, just with a fresh focus. Instead of leaning on old characters, the new game is expected to explore different parts of the continent with new conflicts and new faces. That means new political drama, new monsters, and the tough moral choices the series is known for. This time, the game is being built in Unreal Engine 5 instead of the studio's old in-house engine. The goal is a more detailed open world, better lighting, and more dynamic environments, while still keeping the deep quests and player choice system that made The Witcher 3 so popular. Crimson Desert originally started as a fantasy MMO, but it's now a single-player, open-world action game with a strong focus on story. You play as Cliff, a mercenary leader trying to keep his team together while war spreads across the continent of Pywell. The world is built to feel active and constantly changing. You'll travel through cities, mountains, and wide-open plains, all connected in one large, seamless map. Weather changes, day turns to night, and different systems can affect how events play out. It's not just about reaching new areas, it's about dealing with whatever the world throws at you. Combat mixes sword fighting, grappling, ranged attacks, and using the environment to your advantage. You can grab enemies or use nearby objects during fights. Battles are meant to feel physical and intense, more hands-on and cinematic instead of just basic hack-and-slash combat.
We fight those who wield power to prey on the weak. Beasts who think themselves men. That is what it means to be a Greyman. The time has come to do what we believe to be right. Cliff, seek out your Greyman comrades. Uncover the truth that lies within. And let your heart speak without fear.
In the end, all will come together as one. We fight for the future of all. Sound the horn of our final battle. Fight! Fight for Pywell!
You okay? What does Victor want with you?
What do you mean?
He grabbed you for a reason.
Leon, we're running out of time. Why me? The team has settled on a person of interest. A former T-virus researcher.
Because my master made you who you are.
I couldn't sit in his word, all began for me.
I'm coming with you.
We can talk. What do you want to know?
I don't want any more regrets. Whatever it takes, count me in.
Resident Evil Requiem brings Leon S. Kennedy back as a central character, and that alone is enough to get longtime fans interested. He looks older, and clearly carrying the weight of everything he's survived. That hints at a story that could feel more serious and personal this time. Alongside Leon is a new character named Grace Ashcroft. Her sections appear slower and more tense. While Leon feels experienced and steady in combat, Grace seems more vulnerable and focused on simply staying alive. That contrast could keep the game from feeling repetitive. Switching between their perspectives may also change how players deal with exploration and danger. If it balances strong character moments with classic survival horror gameplay, this is the kind of release fans will be analyzing and talking about as soon as it comes out. 007 First Light introduces a younger James Bond and shows how he earns his 00 status for the first time. Instead of starting with a fully polished super spy, the story focuses on Bond before he becomes the legend, still learning, making mistakes, and trying to prove himself inside MI6. The gameplay leans more into espionage than non-stop gunfights. Missions focus on stealth, disguises, gathering intel, and choosing how you want to handle objectives. You can sneak through secure areas, manipulate guards and security systems, or go loud if things fall apart. That freedom lets players approach situations in different ways. The game is built with a cinematic style similar to modern spy movies. You'll visit high-security facilities, luxury locations, and politically tense areas, all designed to support stealth, social interaction, and smart decision-making.
I strongly believe that there is a need for such heart and intuition in modern spycraft. That's the very reason I'm bringing back the Double O's.
Need I state the obvious? He is not ready.
Jibs, the service is over.
You're a rare breed, Bond. I should be interested to see what you do next.
009 will employ every manner of subterfuge to avoid capture.
Try not to draw attention to yourself.
Me? Housekeeping, I presume?
So you won't do anything stupid?
Of course not. I'm not an idiot.
Agents have very short life expectancy. And if you do get caught, we will deny ever having.
Grand Theft Auto 6 isn't just another sequel. It's widely seen as one of the biggest and most expensive entertainment projects ever made. Industry analysts estimate the total investment could reach $1 billion or more, with some projections putting the full cost, including development, marketing, and long-term support, somewhere between $1 to $2 billion. A big reason for that budget is scale. Rockstar Games is building a massive open world set in Vice City and the state of Leonida, filled with detailed NPC behavior, dynamic events, and a high level of environmental detail. Multiple Rockstar studios around the world have worked on the project for years, showing just how large the production really is. Technology is another major factor. Rockstar is continuing to upgrade its Rage engine, investing heavily in animation, motion capture, AI systems, and world simulation to push realism further than before.